What is up, bros? With Josh here in today's video. And first of all, what is up, everybody? It's good to be back. We took a bit of a hiatus, and if you guys had missed one of my previous videos, I know it's been a little while now, I ended up leaving full-time content creation. I can put the link down below that kind of goes a bit more over it, but overall, if you guys have been wondering where I've been, just real life has been good. I started my new job. I'm really enjoying it. We're about 6 months into it now, and really I had to put streaming and content creation as a whole on the back burner, just kind of getting a good balance and really kind of getting healthy again. And overall, it's been really good, and I've gotten back to a point where I can come back and start making more content, or really start making content again, because it's been kind of a blackout from me. It really has, but I'm in a much better spot mentally and everything. Not that I wasn't in a bad spot. I just thought that content creation as a whole was kind of, I don't know, I just wanted a little bit of a change, and that's why we ended up taking a little bit of a break, came back for a bit, and then I had to take a little bit of a hiatus, but we are back, and here we are in the Skane, the tier 7 Pan-European Destroyer. Actually liking this line. I'm at the tier 8 now, but this was a pretty fun game that we had in it, and you know, good games are always good. It's always fun to have good, close games, and really what we've been doing recently is we've been changing the streams if you guys ever watched some of my weekend, or when I was full-time, watched my streams, we would play about 5 to 6 days a week, because we were full-time, and now we are to about 2 days, especially Saturday and Sunday. And then we like to throw in a couple nightly streams if we can. But, and there's a nice first blood right there on the Destroyer, Camelus Mahan, we'll see you in the next game. And really we're kind of just limited on how much we can do. So that's going to kind of affect our content a little bit going forward as well, which I'll get to here in a second. But if you want to come check out the stream, as always, we will continue to stream live on twitch.tv/mejash. Come check us out, mainly on Saturdays and Sundays, but we are going to start throwing in some more weekday streams. As always, I'll put a link down below to my stream. You can come check it out. But yes, the schedule change will affect how much content I will be able to put out, just because I'm not playing as much warships. I really not. I'm going from playing 4, 5, 6 days a week down to probably 2, and these are even shorter streams, so I am very limited on how much I can play. So what that will basically mean is I will not be able to kind of keep some old some of the old series going. This is the account that I used for Road to Tier 10. I will not really be able to have that series keep going. It's just so time consuming. Not that it's a bad thing, but I just can't play the game that much anymore, and it's honestly made me enjoy playing the game a little bit more. Surprisingly, this game is a lot more fun when you aren't playing it 30, 35, 40 hours a week. Just a little heads up. And I've actually been quite enjoying the games recently, and we'll get back to playing some divisions and stuff when we are streaming. But we are going to be limited on how much content we can create. So I'd be interested to see down below what you guys would potentially want to keep, or which series you guys really enjoyed. I know I have a to-do list on a few things, and that would be things like the new captain build videos, as they just announced that. Certain things like probably keeping it up to date. I know those were fairly popular as well. Is it worth it videos on premium ships, coal ships, steel ships, yada yada, stuff like that. I think our series I will keep going. But other than that, I'd be interested in what you guys kind of thought, and also I have some new ideas on some future content on things that I would like to start doing. One of them is a weekly challenge. That we had in our Discord. If you want to join the Discord, there's a way you could win some stuff every it would basically be like a bi-weekly, twice an update is kind of the goal, and it would be things like most kills. That was the first one, was most kills in the Kuma. We had a couple of Krakens, you know, most torpedo hits in certain ships, most plane kills in certain ships. It'd be fun, kind of fun stuff like that, but it would be open for anybody that wanted to join. And you could play whatever. So be sure to join our Discord if you want to get in on that. But let me know in the comments below which one of the series you really liked and which ones you've kind of missed. I am all ears on stuff like that. I would love to hear what you guys think, and which ones I would maybe kind of prioritize a little bit, because right now I just am limited on the amount of content I can really make. So, but I'm glad to be making content again. I really am, and the break was a good thing, and it's a good thing to get reset. But anyways, just want to say it's good to be back, everybody, and I appreciate everyone who has hung out. And you can expect, and my goal is to kind of do maybe 3 to 4 videos a week, a little bit more. We may end up doing a bit more maybe replay focused games, or replay focused videos, because since I am limited on how much I can play, I may go off of some replays, and those would be something I could maybe talk about a little bit more on the live streams as well. But overall, it's good to be back, and we are in this game, and this game is actually very, very close. And you can kind of see why, because we had a couple destroyers go mid. Our DD division went mid. Not the best play, as you can usually tell. I know going middle on Two Brothers is lol lol lol, but if you are focused on winning, it tends to not be the best, especially if there is a Helena that is pushing through. And at York, Helena is pretty nasty against destroyers, as we all know. And since I am a Skane, the biggest downside of this DD and style is you can't really farm too much when it comes to the pan-European destroyers, just since they don't have smoke. So you're at a bit of a disadvantage for doing that. Like if I was in a Jervis, I'd be able to probably do a lot more. So we are kind of limited on how much we can do. And so I'm trying to kind of pinch these two battleships right here as we helped work down ACAP. And I would have rotated, as you saw me turn hard left. I was going to rotate back towards the south side, back towards kind of where our spawn was. But if you saw, their whole team is kind of limited to, they haven't really pushed up. If their team was pushed up to here, let's say, or even the middle, I would have rotated back to start hitting those. But since they are so far down, I was going to kind of focus a bit more rotating this way. I can work on this Nagato. I can work on these ships pushing forward. Since they just hadn't really moved up here, I figured we would just lose these guys. Nothing we can really do. But in the end, I thought that this was probably the best play right now, simply because of the position of the enemy team. And I know that there's some battleships here. If we can push those guys, slow them down. And as usual, we just need help killing cruisers. And of course, the random cruisers and whatnot want to focus on battleships when they are not the right target. A really tough thing about the pan-European destroyers is having kind of trigger discipline, if you will. Because you really, really, really want to focus on only shooting at stuff if you know 100% they're not going to shoot at you, or if maybe they've already shot their salvo, or if they are actually extremely low. So I think I even said during my stream, like, if this guy gets down to like 5k, our Atlanta's launching torps, I think 5.5 kilometer torps and stuff that's more than that away. So always a good thing, especially when you know that your Atlanta's only shooting AP. So definitely a good one as he gets cut in half right there. But I was kind of hoping a nice little hit. We have a Colorado, we have a Surrey, we have an Atlanta. I was hoping maybe they could hit this beached York right here. You know, it's kind of tough to ask all these. You know, they're just normal players, and I'm not a miracle worker. They're not miracle workers, so a little bit of a disadvantage on me there, and a little bit kind of just waiting for stuff to happen. And I think I even said when I was streaming this that it's a little bit of a bummer. They did get the Helena, and we didn't lose a destroyer in the process, which is really good. And really, I would have probably opened up on this York. I'm not super nervous about the Colorado nor the York, but I'm more worried about this Nagato. He could absolutely obliterate me. If I had smoke right here, I would 100% start farming down that York. That would be really nice. Good torp hits there too. I also know that he is flooding. I'm waiting to see if he repairs the flood or if not. And he does repair the flood, so I'm kind of weighing, and this York is going to go around, and I think I open up here on this Colorado, because that's what I'm kind of waiting for. I'm waiting to see, I'm waiting for that Nagato to shoot, and I'm going to open up on this guy. I'll look at the Nagato here in a second. Colorado, though, he is kind of a gray line sailor, and I think as soon as that Nagato shoots, I open up. Since he just shoots there, again, I'm more worried about the York and the Nagato more than I am this guy, that's for sure. And he just shot, and actually, you know what? I actually just missed a little bit of an opening there, but I could. There we go. That's what I thought I was going to do. I couldn't quite remember. It's actually been a little while since this game, and you know, sometimes as a DD, you just have to do it yourself. They're not going to be hitting him. That Colorado is going to have a little bit on his repair. I don't think we kill him. He's super low. And a little bit of a bummer there. As you see, we just lose 2 more DDs. And I'm like, all right, this is going to be a tough game. So we're going to have to kind of just get things done. And here, again, it's just the weak side of this line is you don't really have a farming ability. These guys are going to rotate through. And this is a good example of kind of what I'm doing. I'm trying to kill these guys. The Colorado's going to go down. The York is a pain in the ass, and the Nagato can definitely be tough as we stop there, avoid that damage. This is a good example of where I kind of would have rotated south instead of continuing up, because this was, you know, I can go cut off. I have no problem against an Akatsuki. I have no problem against a Mahan. Yeah, the Miyoko is kind of a bummer. The King George is definitely a bummer. Colorado, again, not so much compared. And we have the sign-up pushing through. The sign-up is actually super clutch here. He got a whole bunch, and I think he even continued a little bit farther. I was worried about the Akatsuki, as you see I'm saying in chat, is the sign-up to hold. I would go Skane, because now I'm waiting to see, one, if the Akatsuki is rotating this way. As you see, I don't really have a high-level captain, so I don't have radio location yet. I'm just hoping he puts some damage big on that. But this is really what I'm hoping for. I'm hoping the Akatsuki rotates south, and I'm hoping he's low. And there's the Mahan right there. Always watching the mini-map. Miyoko's south, which is good. And the Mahan is rotating that way, which really isn't that big of a deal. I told this guy to slow down, which he did, which was awesome. And there's the Akatsuki. So I got a lot of information, all the information I needed. And this is actually really, really good for us. He's going to get here, and I'll be able to actually knock a lot of this down. And this sign-up went straight legend mode right here. He did about everything he could have, and it was pretty clutch when it came to him. He actually helped me completely flip this game around. King George can get citadeled extremely easily, but he's selling perfectly broadside, and the King George is not good at having good armor when it's sailing broadside. So I'm trying to hopefully keep him alive, and really hope that these guys slowly push through. Again, the things I'm most worried about, obviously the Atlanta, you know, his 5-kilometer torps didn't really net us much, and we only could do what we could do. So I'm trying to take a little bit of damage. I was 100% surprised that this actually worked. That is a sign up with 1900 life, and this King George didn't finish him, which is awesome, and it actually saved him. So I did not think that was gonna happen, and he switched his guns to me and didn't finish off the sign-up, and our sign-up was able to get that last salvo off. That was so extremely clutch of a salvo. Dev strike that guy. Amazing. I think we gave him a compliment. At least we did after the game, I know that. And that was a good turner. So we have the Nagato, that's really low. We have the York, that's pretty low too. And we have the Colorado, that's there. But again, the Colorado, not super worried about it because he is stock right now. Again, I'm not just really worried about Colorados that much. But one thing I do know is that I can take a York 1v1. I can take that Nagato 1v1, even though Nagato is repairing. And here comes our bow tanking Colorado that sat on the island the entire game. And he is rotating around, and he is going to go from about 3/4 life to 0 here fairly quick. But again, I'm trying to get this cap and then watch it. So up north is a bit of a weird fight. It's actually a bit disappointing how the rest of this fight ended up going down south. I mean, I said north as I'm looking the other way. Is our New Orleans, I believe, is full life. The Miyoko, I think, is half. And our Mahan is, I think, their Mahan was full. Our Mahan was really low. So we're in a pretty bad spot. But I'm watching cap control, and I'm watching where everything else is. And we're actually going to get some nice torps on that Colorado. I'll try to help our guy out if we can. There's going to be all 6 into them. Yes, they do only tickle, but they do work pretty well. And those guys are firing, and I think I can open up here. See, this is a bit of a bummer. Our New Orleans is full life. Up north, our Colorado finishes them off, which is awesome. So I'm really, really kind of happy. We have the Surrey that can go there. Our Colorado's going to die, which is no big deal. Our New Orleans, I thought, was going to push in and just finish this fight. And then that was going to be GG. But since it is random battles, you know, it's going to be a little, you know, it never goes as planned. It's always just random because that's what it is. And what I wanted to do is get that Surrey to go south towards the original cap, and then I can take on these guys. I'm not worried about this. I'm pretty confident that I can take down the York. I mean, any damage too from these guys is pretty awesome, and I'm not really worried about a Nagato. I'm really not. So I'm thinking, okay, we have a New Orleans, we have a Surrey. Those guys can go 2 for 2. They're both going to probably have sonar, and they can take on hopefully the Miyoko and the Mahan. You know, it is what it is. And the Surrey helps the, he actually goes that way, which is nice. But again, as you see, our New Orleans is sailing away from everything and does a little bit, a depressing amount of damage the rest of this game. I was a little bit bummed out, and here we go. And This is also one thing too, is one of the guys says, just disengage, we can win. I don't think we could have. I mean, actually, how the game ends, we actually would have. But this is a kind of a mentality that I don't tend to be a big fan of. I mean, well, actually, no, we wouldn't have. Honestly, if I would have just disengaged. If everyone would have ran away, they would have stopped B cap and they would have stopped A cap, and we just lose the game. That's not a win in my book. So, as we see this spot, what I'm going to do is actually split these guys up, and I'm going to hopefully, and you kind of have an advantage here as a DD compared to these ships because you know that they have to go to that cap. You know, no matter what, he has to go to B cap or else they're just going to lose. So he has to freeze the cap. So you know he's going to sail in a straight line. And so what I'm going to do here is put torps on the York and just basically gray line because he's going to have to go straight because he needs to stop that cap as fast as possible. And I'm going to gun down the Nagato. 4K is not that bad, although I only have 9,200. I do know that I have a heal, actually, and his guns aren't on me. And actually, one thing I'm doing, too, is working towards the other cap at the same time. 2 salvos, and we're halfway there. Some little ones taking shots in from the York. Now, I was kind of hoping that the York would a little AFK and just kind of sail straight. We didn't quite get lucky enough. And down goes the Nagato, and we traded a little bit of life. And I think the York may have had Hydra on here at this point. It's not too bad. We are going to disengage here, so pretty good kill there. But again, as you can see, they are going to stop all point generation for us, which is always a bummer. So if we just disengage, we lose. As you saw, our New Orleans is basically just disengaging all game, and it kind of was reliant on us to win that game. So they're going to cap A cap. They didn't even get resets on them, which was a bummer. And this New Orleans kept hitting some big shots. And here was a little bit of a bummer too because I didn't have the range on the schooner to get the reset. As I'm asking, is our New Orleans a box? He basically just sails. Although our Surrey did do the right thing, which I was very thankful that he actually listened. If he would have just kind of pushed all the way through, it would have been a bit of a problem and probably would have just got killed by both those guys. So him rotating that way is a bummer, but they have a really nice crossfire here, which is pretty awesome. For us, we did get that cap back, and since we got that kill, we are going to get this. So what I'm going to do actually here is I'm assuming that those 2 guys are going to get that kill over on, or at least one of the kills over there. I'm assuming that the Surrey or somebody is going to have that, and I'm just going to take this cap right back. And I'd have the actually advantage to maybe pump in some damage here if I need to. I wasn't quite in range. If I would have had a little bit farther range, I would have gone for the reset, even though I only have 4,000 life. Kind of sketchy, but that reset is pretty big. But we are literally just going to take this cap right back because look at this crossfire. I'm like, just kill him. It'd be so easy. Surrey's got big guns. New Orleans has big guns. That Miyoko's broadside to one of them. And there it is right there. The Surrey, super clutch, gets the kill right there as he listened, and there you go. And he's saying stop, there are torps, but I think he even has hydro. I don't know if he popped hydro recently. Oh, there's hydro right there. Yeah, the New Orleans was pretty brutal. It was kind of all the way up there. I think we even see the New Orleans almost got soloed by the Mahan. I think that was back there. So I'm just gonna go ahead and take this cap back. No big deal. Those guys are going to be able to push towards A cap, and it's basically a GG. So a pretty fun game to actually come back to, and really it's just kind of wanted to be a hey, we're actually back, and just want to kind of give you guys an update on me. All is good. I know probably a bunch of you have been wondering where I am, or probably a lot of you have even forgotten about me, maybe because it's been so long. But we are back making content live on twitch.tv/mejash. Come check us out. And you can come hang out there, come watch some ships, come watch some other games as well. And really just want to kind of say the goal of the channel is to still focus on World of Warships. And really we're going to continue to go on some of the old series we were doing. We're kind of limited on how much we can do, but I'm very interested in what series down below you guys are interested in continuing or me continuing. Right now I think Road to Tier 10 is probably done. We're just not going to have enough time for it, although I did really enjoy that. But we are going to continue to play through on the main account. I think I'm going to keep the Is It Worth It series because I know a lot of people really enjoyed that. The captain builds, once the new captain skills come out, I will do that. And I know there's a few other ones. Also, there will be new content, new challenges, stuff like that for some giveaways. You can win CC containers, CC camos, and really just wanted to make a video and say, hey, we're back. So I'm excited to make some content. I hope you guys are excited to continue making content and hanging out. And again, I will see you guys on the next one. Remember to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.